Hello. Man, welcome everybody. Look at that, that frickin' Botrix dude showed up again. I'm gonna have to figure out what's happening there. Yes, I know, no video. I'm working on it. I'm getting it going. I just gotta adjust some settings. It's always messed up. And sometimes I just don't know. Where's there? Hell. You know what? I think I'm just gonna leave it like that today. Oh, I'm kind of orange. Uh, everybody is as well as can be. Isn't that the case? I gotta change this color, man. I'm a little orange. I don't like this. Let's get more grayish, eh? Even oranger. There, I'll take that. Looks like I got a tan. No, psycho, I don't have yellow hair. I'm not a yellow hair. Greetings and salutations. Man, it has been sucky around here today. Highways were closed, freezing rain. Robert, you still up? Are you? They send you back yet, or what? Except you think that the fireplace behind me is real? Oh, that's pretty nifty. If it was lower, nobody would know the difference, right? I could mount that screen into a little brick facade, and it would look like a real fireplace. I've actually considered moving because I have a projector and I got the screen so I can project behind me, so I can project any image I want on the screen behind me and have like the fireplace full size behind me without even having to do the whole green screen thing, so it would look completely natural. A whole week off because 8 inches of snow in cold weather. Oh, I'm not going to say anything negative about that, Robert, because I know there are many people when you get down that way that just don't know how to handle snow. The cold freaks them out. They don't know how to handle snow. Shit, it happens here, the first snowfall every year, even though it happens here every year and it sticks around for months and it's freezing ass cold and the balls fall off the brass monkey. People, that first snow, man, it is, they call it the annual meeting of the Summer Tires Club because every asshole that refused to put on winter tires winds up in the ditch. Today, here's the thing today, Robert, Scepter, get this. Up here, we had freezing rain last night. It is warm. It's on the plus side now, but we had freezing rain last night that made the road so icy and so slick that the highways department snow plows that go out and sand and salt the highway to make it safe kept going into the ditch. Not even they could drive on the highways. They were so icy. It's better now. They managed to finally get it and get the salt on, get the ice scraped off, and the roads are good. But this morning, for the first few hours, so needless to say, work was absolutely dead. Not much was happening, except I got a couple crazy phone calls. Phone call number one. Local old lady called me, asked me if we had all sorts of gift cards, and she asked for a certain kind, and I couldn't quite understand what she was saying, and I said, well, we have all kinds of gift cards. We sell all kinds. And she's like, well, if I get $200 ones and I give someone the number and they just need the number, they don't need the card, right? And I give them, and I'm just, something sounding fishy because this lady, she said who she was. I know who she is in town, and she's in her 70s. And I'm like, that's total scam, right? And so, bammo, I'm trying to figure it out. And she's like, yeah, they told me that I just won $6 million and a brand new car, and they're going to deliver it today, and I just have to pay the $200 delivery fee for the driver. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, they had her, like, completely, she was going to do this. They got talking to her, and she's like, that didn't sound right to me. I'm like, no, that's not right. Somebody's trying to scam you. I bet you any bottom dollar, they sounded like, thank you, come again. Yeah, I said it, and I'm not going to be ashamed for insinuating that they were probably of the South Asian persuasion. I love the way that rolls off the tongue. You know, I love how that just rolls off the tongue. What's that, Scepter? Oh, same in Dallas. You don't have any plows. I imagine you wouldn't. Down there. Yeah, she didn't go for it. I was, if she had come in and she'd come in and go, I was gonna get a local officer to come down and talk to the lady. But she said something didn't seem right to her, and she wanted to confirm with somebody that might know. So she called the store to talk to me because she comes in all the time, and she asked, and I'm just like, yeah, no, do not ever do that. Don't ever do that. And then here's the other one. We have a laundromat. No, not technically a laundromat, but we have a few washers and a few dryers because we're across from hotels and a lot of crews work in town and people need to do their laundry. And I had a lady call and ask if we had the machines. I said yes. And she said, do you normally let people wash their dirty clothes in there? And I'm like, what the hell? Do we normally let people wash their dirty clothes in our washing machines? What the hell do you think a washing machine is for? But she's going on about her neighbor who is washing his work overalls in our laundry machines. And he's been doing this for months. He comes down all the time, she says. And so I straight out asked her, I said, ma'am, are you very bored today? I mean, is your life so sad you have nothing better to do than to call my store and try and start some drama with your next door neighbor? And she's like, no, it's not like that. And I'm like, it sure sounds like it to me. And she's going on again about him. And she's like, I've been watching him do this for months. And I said, so you've been watching your neighbor do something you don't like for months. And you pick today of all days when you can't go outside, you can't leave your house, you can't drive anywhere. Call down here and try and create an issue for your neighbor. Clearly she didn't like her neighbor. But she didn't like the fact that I just kept telling her that she must be very bored. She must have a sad life, that she's got to try and call around and create drama for herself so she can do it from home. So I'm sure somewhere out there, this lady is now hopping around on Facebook bitching about the guy at the station who was mouthing me off on the phone. But I just told her, I said, ma'am, I'm sorry that you have a sad life and you have nothing to do today but to call around and cause trouble, but I don't have time for your phone call anymore. So bye-bye. And I hung up. So I'm sure she's probably hopping on with her friends. I couldn't believe how rude that guy was. Well, so what? That was the highlight of my day, actually, was that phone call. Because there was a customer in there trying to pay, and I hung up. They're just like, damn, I wanted to really hear the other side of that conversation. It almost makes me think that when we get a new phone line in, I want to have it set the thing that this phone call may be recorded so they can record the phone calls. Ugh. Psycho, the gift card. Hey, Celia. Welcome to the show, as slow as it may be. Yeah, Psycho, the gift card scams are far too common. I can't believe people pay for or actually like fall for them and go and buy these things. Like they... Yeah, Robert, it does. Recording stupid people just does keep on giving. We're changing around the surveillance system. We're adding some new cameras. We got extra monitors up now, even put, so things are going. And we've even talked about saving the footage every day and going through it when, saving the day when shit happens and going through it and clipping it off so I can show it. Because you can do that here as long as our cameras don't have audio. You can show it to anybody you want, anytime you want. Says here the cameras just can't have audio. They can record, but they can't record audio. It's weird. You can't record the audio with your surveillance camera, but you can record somebody one-on-one with your phone without telling them. Because like many places down there, you can collect audio and only one side needs to consent. So if you're recording the audio, they have a different term for it here, but down there it would be one party consent to be able to record audio. But you can't have audio and video combined because then that is considered surveillance. But you can do them separate. So I don't know, have audio somewhere and on a different device, kind of, skirt that law a little bit. They're not recorded together. So it would be out of sync like a really bad movie from the 50s or 60s. Oh, Celia, that's all right. You had to know. YouTube bugging me too, man. Because I use ad blocker on my browser when I go to things. I don't want ads for every stupid little web page I open up. And I pay for premium, and yet YouTube is blocking my access to watch anything because I have an ad blocker, even though I pay for premium and don't have ads anyway. The son of bitches, right? The son of bitches. So I'm going to complain to them about that because I should be able to have an ad blocker if I'm paying for premium because I don't have ads anyhow. It piss me off. Fucking jerks. Get on my nerves. Who knows that song? The rodeo song? Oh well. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, me too. Because I hate if I go to watch something, I don't want ads every 5 minutes. Some of them are like every few minutes, and it bugs the shit out of me. If they ran an ad like every. Oh, see, I don't pay for an ad blocker. My ad blocker is free, but I pay for premium YouTube, so I don't have ads on everything that I watch. And yet they're trying to lay it out. What? Holy shit, Jamie! Jamie, what happened? Washuga Light One. That is Jamie. Jamie, what happened? What did someone? Where you been? Hiding under a rock? Did you fall down, break a hip? What happened? You just been gone for so long, and every once in a while someone's like, anybody seen Jamie around? Well, there you are. Even if I didn't know that name was you, I would be able to tell by the two emojis. Because you always throw them in when you would pop in. How are you? How are you? How are you? That's what I have to say. It's been wild. So I got to get asking again for down there. I mean, Robert Scepter, has it been like, I haven't checked the last few days. Has it been really, really cold down there? Because we've been actually above freezing here. And they're going to be near the freezing or above freezing for a while. Ace has to be around somewhere. I don't know if Coop will ever come back. He got mad at me that day. He just kind of he left, and he hasn't surfaced since. I thought about texting him, but I thought, maybe he doesn't have his phone. Because I know if I went to text him, we couldn't call. Because I know that he has a pay-as-you-go cell phone. I know that because when he actually called me and was talking to me the one day, he ran out of minutes. I didn't know that was a thing anymore. So, it was 29 there. 49 there yesterday and 43 today. Sheesh. That says it's all cold, man. So that's about what it's going to be here. It's going to be between 30. If we're going to go Fahrenheit scale, it's going to be between like 28 and 35 here for like the next week. And that is phenomenally warm for this time of year. That is like summer weather, man. We were out with t-shirts and stuff. It was crazy. Sapper Coop must have lost his burner phone when he fell through the roof. Jamie, yeah, but you see, was it raining today? Because I man, when you're out there on and you get in the northwest there when it was you get in that area and it gets raining this time of year, that is bitch ass cold too. It just rains. It sucks. Uh, oh, Sheila, you have is it? You having an early spring, summer temperatures already? Nice. I will say this, even though I hadn't lived here the last, you know, 15 years in this where I am now, but the last few years I've been here and I'm being grew up out here. This winter is the warmest winter I have ever seen. It's crazy. The next warmest happened in 1990. So I mean, I can't buy all that to global warming shit when the two warmest winters here in this area are 35 years apart. Statistically, if everything was getting warmer all the time, they would be a lot closer than 35 years apart. Ooh, that's hot, boiling water. Good tea though. It's chamomile lemon. It's good. Relax me, you know. Ugh. High winds. That's all it does here is wind, is blow wind. This is wide open flatland here, man. There are no trees. This is just wind all the time. It just if the wind is under 10 miles an hour, that's a no wind day. You know. Oh, Celia, it's all jasmine already blooming. Oh, well, out west here, I imagine the cherry blossoms are already starting to bloom. I'd have to ask my sister. She lives in the high desert country, so hmm. I tell you. So, did it get real freezing? Did you guys get any power outages down there? Scepter, Robert, this time with the cold and the snow. I mean, did it cause much havoc other than the fact that people generally panic because it's not a common thing? You know, I've heard stories where some people were buying out stores before the storm rolled through. You know, and some people are like, that's not true, and then others are showing and the shelves are empty, and but people panic buy over anything, right? You could start a rumor that everyone's going to start panic buying in a week because of what's coming, and everyone will start panic buying a week early because they're afraid everybody's going to panic buy. You were saying, Robert, that you were on the same grid as the hospital a block away, so you're definitely not going to get no rolling blackouts sent your way or anything. That is, that is lucky, you know. Oh, nice, Scepter. Oh, you didn't even get hit with a power outage back in the one of 21. That is nice. Oh wow, Robert, they did wipe the stores out a week ago Friday, really? Wow. Doesn't that show you how like last minute delivery everything is with stores and everything when even just locally people can clean out the stores entirely and they just stay like bare for a week because even us, if we stock our shelves and people panic buy, we'd be empty in a day and it would be a week or two before we could fill them again. It's simple as that. Well, gas is different. Well, people could come and panic buy and clean us out of fuel, and we would have more before they actually drained us dry. Robert, you just wanted high yield coffee, a little good octane level in order to get you going and bump you up. Oof, got to get through that nonsense. uh, yeah, see, well, I could see it. You know, it's a big change because, if you're not leaving the house for 4 days, most people aren't actually prepped up for not leaving the house. You get so used to, stop by the market on your way home. We're going to be out of milk tomorrow. Well, we'll get one tomorrow. Well, what if there isn't any milk tomorrow? People, that that makes me go back because I'm growing up, at the farm and the grandparents. We had enough preserves in the basement. We had row upon row upon row of shelves of everything you could think of that was canned. Like, we could have hunkered down and not left the house for probably about a year and a half. We had enough canned food in the basement, down in the cellar. And it would be at least 6, 7 months before we ran out of the vegetables we pulled out of the garden in the fall harvest. So we could ride out a winter, no problem. The only difference where it would be you might get low on meat if you didn't butcher enough beforehand. However, if you still had some cattle in the area, that wasn't a worry either. So it's not all that bad. Rubber you milked up ran beer run. They made that movie about the guy that went on the beer run right to Vietnam or whatever. They need to do another one, the apocalypse beer run. The world's falling apart, but the liquor store is still open. And after about 5 days, the one guy decides to leave. Or make it a zombie thing. Who knows? But whatever. The apocalyptic beer run. I guess that would kind of be like, what was it? They made that goofy ass movie, World's End or whatever, about the end of the world pub crawl. The snowpocalypse. Yeah. Those happen all over the place. I remember one year here it snowed on the west coast in Vancouver, and it hadn't snowed there in like 15 years. And it always weirded me out going into the stores and going shopping, and they always had snow blowers on display, even though it hadn't snowed in 10 years. The one day it snowed, the very next day, every store was out of every snow blower, push broom, shovel, scoop shovel, you name it. If there was an off-cut piece of plywood they could nail a 2x4 to, they were using it for a shovel. It was crazy. Your emergency liquor tote that you can't lift by yourself. That's what a straw is for, Scepter. You don't need to lift it. You just have to camp out beside it. Have a straw. There you go. Unless you got a spigot on it somewhere and you can pour yourself a drink. But other than that, don't worry. Look at that, a little over tanned here, eh? Let's see. Go there. Change that up a little bit. It's getting a little gray, a little dark. Ah, the Saskatchewan Mickey, yeah. That giant ass bottle of vodka that I showed you. Yeah. They make that in the city. It that's an impressive bottle, eh? And the thing is, you could drop it right into your cooler, into your water dispenser. You got a Culligan water dispenser. You could drop it right in there. Come out cold. You wouldn't have to worry about mixing it. You wouldn't need ice. Well, there you go. Extra large pen of sativa before the storm hit. Good, 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 good. Oh. That be right. New Mexico man. Oh, yeah. When's that, Jamie? You just shut down and then winter hit. Your Hawks are going to the Super Bowl, so with the nice weather, you're doing much better. Oh, there you go. I just need the weather to stabilize, man. My joints are killing me. Everything, once the weather locks in, if it stays cold or it stays wet or whatever, eventually I'm okay. But it's constantly changing here, the wet to dry to hot to cold, and man, my joints are killing me. I can't even walk when I get up all the time. As soon as I sit down, I seize. I can feel the rust snapping off me like you're cranking old bolts that nobody has budged in years. You hear that grinding snap as they break loose. It's absolutely wild. Ugh. What do we have here? Absolutely nothing. Oh, look, that movie's ready. Ha ha ha. Yes, after it does, it sucks getting old. It does big time. But hell, you know, I'll take it. I don't feel that old. Well, I feel that old when I walk, but when I'm sitting somewhere, even inside my mind, man, I'm still a fucking teenager. And then I try and do something from my teen years, and my body says, nope, not gonna do it. I remember when you did it last time, and you said it didn't hurt, but now here we are, 40 years later, and you're limping. All right, Psycho, what's the upside to getting old besides you can scream at stupid people and nobody thinks nobody takes you seriously. They just think you're a crazy, bitter old codger that's yelling at people from your front door. Hmm? Oh, wait, that is the upside. You can randomly flip people off and nobody cares. And once you hit a certain age, you can start swearing at small kids and everyone's just like, oh, crazy old man, don't bother him. You know? Like I said, I like to sit around and practice my old man speech. Go on, get out of here. For that day that I can sit on the porch in my rocking chair, whittling wood, spitting bacca, glaring at people as they walk by. The dog sitting beside me, ready to unleash the chain. I want to get a chain for the dog that goes right exactly to the property line. And then I want to cut it back in half and put a quick release pin in it. So when the dog is barking and people stop at the yard and they tease the dog, I can go out and pull that quick pin and she'll take off at them and they'll freak out because they'll think I let her go. And at that last second, she'll get to the end of the chain, but they'll be running down the road thinking this dog's going to attack them. And maybe they'll be leaving a wet and brown trail behind them as they're bucking off. I think that'd be fun. I mean, I don't think I get in trouble. I couldn't. I'm not sicking my dog on somebody because she's still chained up. She was always chained up. I never actually unchained her. I just shortened it by half with a quick release pin, right? Give her that extra 20 feet all of a sudden, freak the shit out of some people. uh, See, I wish I could too, but I got me a not so good liver. So this yellow tint one day is not just going to be camera tint. It's going to be the real deal. Hopefully not for another 30 or 40 years, but uh, oh, Psycho, watching others fall and being there to help them get up and put them on the correct path, even if they deviate from the path, you'll know you tried to help them. Yeah. But you see, I I'm beyond the idea of being an altruist, you know? I mean, I got people that, I got people that are closer than blood. I got, I got, I got a few people that it's a bond that can only be forged under fire. Those people, no matter what, yeah, I'll pick them up. It don't matter, you know. But hey, but I can't do that with just everybody or anybody anymore. It's just too much. Because the problem with that cycle is people start to expect it. And once people expect it, you have to stop doing it. You have to just cut them off, say, no, to hell with it. No. Once I'm being nice and gracious and it's an altruist act. And the second time I'm being gracious, I'm being nice, you know, but, after that, let's forget it. It's become a routine where somebody is pulling that bullshit to not be responsible for themselves. There, that was my adult. That was my grown ass man adult kind of bitch for the day. You know, you kind of lose it after a while. You just can't do it all the time. People start expecting, and then that's no good to me. You know, it's absolute crap. Robert, you bitch a lot. I do too, but nobody listens. And then every once in a while, I'll be sitting there and I'll see something. I'll just shake my head. And Terry will be like, what? And she'll start saying and she'll start saying basically what I was bitching about the last time the subject came up, like a couple weeks before. And I'll give her this weird look and she'll be like, I told you I listen. And I'll be like, yeah, I wasn't listening when you told me that. But yeah, hey, there it is. So that Botrix just disappeared. Pops in and disappears. I gotta figure out what the hell that does. See if I can make it do things, like just randomly tell everybody off. Ugh. I bitch a lot and nobody listens. I bitch a lot about work. I even bitch about maybe it's time to do something new again. But, in for a penny, in for a pound. I'm a glutton for punishment, I tell you. Nothing when it comes to a work or anything is more rewarding to me than actually trying to fix something that is failing or building something back up. I mean, because once you're already at the top of the game, there just doesn't seem to be any fun in it anymore. That's a lot of that's why I like construction so much. Because every job was new. Once you got to the end and it was like you're doing the final finishing touches, man, I would sometimes just be dragging ass through the day because it's like, oh, it's like done. I just got to finish this and move on to the next one. I can start from ground zero, that first shovel in the dirt when there's nothing, and starting from scratch. That is when the job shines. We had an anti-ice protest here today, and 9 people showed up. How is it that nobody has shown up? How is it that, instead of just having like these at the anti-ice protests, how is it that they haven't, without getting in all the bullshit with it, how is it that they haven't attempted once just to round up all the protesters and figure out how many of them are actually there protesting because they don't want to get deported? Probably clear it up. That's probably why the protest was so low there, Robert. I mean, that's probably why only 9 people showed up. Because any more, and they would have been the ones they were looking for. Ugh. What happened in the days when they rounded people up that were supposed to be deported and just immediately just drove them back to the border and tossed them across? Well, I mean, didn't really like physically toss them, but you know what I mean. I mean, they did it all through the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. They just immediately round them up, you're gone the next day. Round them up, you're gone the next day. Like here, there is a law, which is they have to change that when they've got people, you know, and they're deporting them, and they could be heading out they could be loading their ass on the plane here, and if they turn around and declare they want to declare refugee claim or claim asylum, they have to stop the deportation until the case is officially ruled upon. That is a law they got to change here, because that is how most of the people avoid getting deported out of Canada, is because of the fact that they're deported, and it's like the day they're sending them on the plane, they're kicking them out. They're going to be gone that day within an hour, and then they make a refugee claim, and the claim has to be heard before the deportation can go through. Even if it's going to guaranteed it's going to be denied, it still has to be heard. And the claim, the refugee court here is so backed up. It's just like down there. It could be 3, 5, 10 years before it's heard. And they don't have a place to keep them, so they let them out. It's crazy. uh, you know, that is an interesting question, Robert, because there's been a campaign here for years to get gun right ownership kind of guaranteed. And they've been working on it for a long time. But it's hard to tell. If you could claim Indian status, you know, you could. Here's the thing here. There are many people here who still legally, they own AR-15s, handguns. They were never against the law. They were just part of a restricted category. You just needed an extra license in order to get them. But once you had the license, you could buy and sell them. Not an issue. But I am in the part that's most likely to just be like, leave us the fuck alone. That's the thing. I'm in the part that I'm also in the part that has the highest portion of gun owners. No, Robert, not full auto. There could be you can't have full auto, because if it is full auto, then it's considered an actual military weapon. So there's cases going through the court here yet on some things, because there's so many laws they make that they pass a law but is actually unconstitutional. It can take a long time to get through the courts. Like when they banned plastics here, plastic straws and all that shit, right? When it finally got to the Supreme Court, they ruled that it was actually unconstitutional to ban things like plastic straws and containers and stuff. You know, so here's a big misconception, Robert, about Canada that a lot of people don't know. Is people don't believe that you actually can conceal and carry a sidearm in Canada. And yes, you can. There is actually 3 carry permits that can be issued in Canada. And the thing with it is you can get the carry permit for law enforcement, or if it's part of your job, right? You get that one. And then there is a trapper's carry permit, which means you carry a sidearm for going deep into the bush or way up north where there is nobody, right? So, and you get that one, although that one does have a restriction. You cannot carry any sidearms smaller than a 357 Magnum because anything smaller will not protect you from the wildlife. It'll just piss it off. So it's usually like a 357, 44, stuff like that. You take but it's because it has to be big enough to drop a bear. So, and a lot of people wouldn't be able to shoot one of them anyway properly because most people don't. And then the third one is there is a carry and conceal license for personal protection. It exists. It's on the law. You're allowed to do it. The issue is the 10, what we have here called Chief Firearms Officers, CFOs. There's one for each province. Years ago, they got together and agreed never to issue the permit. So they're trying to change. And where it becomes an issue is I think they got to bust out the gun law and remove it from federal law and make it provincial. Let the provinces deal with the gun laws themselves. Simple as that. Because it would change here. It would just instantly, it would change. Yeah, full auto is inaccurate. Most definitely. Shit, I remember one time it was only out that day and we were plinking cans or something, we're out there and I just had a little 22 Ruger that I was shooting that day. And shit, I'll be damned one day if I didn't get a second round went off by accident. And it was the first time that I was firing it, just holding it with one hand. And instead of squeezing the trigger, I jerked it. And the first round went, and then the second round went and was, way wild, nowhere near the target. I mean, there was nobody behind for miles, so it was safe. But, yeah, it was. I'm like, take my stance. That guy's place, where we would go and shoot them guns, that guy was nuts. When you got there, he'd just be like, he would hand you a gun in a holster. He didn't allow you to walk around his property without one. Known some interesting people. People that probably, well, you don't really admit where they are. There's tons of people around here that got like little bunker caches buried all over the place. But hey. I like a really good crossbow myself. Especially the ones they have now. Shit, you can shoot a couple 100 yards and only have a half-inch drop. I mean, that's impressive. And they are silent. They make no sound. And all your ammo is retrievable. That's my personal survival beast of choice. Because it's silent. Could make more ammo for it. Shit, I could even make one. Wouldn't be as good as the modern ones, but I could make one. Nice, Robert. Very nice. Man, they're a thing of beauty, these modern crossbows. Like, holy crap. And some of them are pretty damn big, too. And pulling them back, Jesus. You get the lever and you're well, yeah, there's always going to be that little bit of sound, but yeah, it's pretty damn quiet. Oh yeah. And I do appreciate a good quality knife, which is really hard to find these days. Everybody, they're all shitty. Nobody makes a really good knife anymore. I mean, I used to know a knife maker that made really nice knives, but I mean, he charged $100 per inch of blade. He handcrafted them all. Yours has a foot ring, so you can hand pull it back. You don't have to. Handy dandy. I bet you that's still hard on the finger. It'd be hard. It's still hard on the fingers drawing that back, man. 300 pounds. Ooh, it's a toughie. But hey, I hear somebody. I think she's home. Doom, doom, doom. The woman has hit the building. Yep, I hear the freezer. She's putting ice cream in there. I know because she messaged me and said, "Do you want me to bring home some ice cream, cookie, cake, or whatever it was?" Like a Gatling gun, but you can't recall what it is. I wanted to make, and I still want to. But you remember, well, you know the pitching machines they had when we were younger, right? It would be like two tires spinning, and they'd put the baseball in, and it would shoot it at you, right? I got thinking, smaller pneumatic tires, much higher, you know, a much higher RPM, like 10,000 on that sucker, right? Just a humming away. Nice little thing. And running like 3/4 inch steel ball bearings through that and just, firing one out like a 10 a second and what kind of damage that could do. Get them ball bearings flying at, I don't know. Shit, I don't know what speed they would come out of there. They get launched out by something running, 10,000 RPM. It would be wild. It wouldn't be a lot of accuracy, smooth bore. It'd be like musket loading, but man, I think it would. It would be, Robert, but you imagine you loaded that up and you just had a giant hopper with like 10,000 ball bearings and you just let that sucker go. I bet you would cut through a concrete wall. And there's nothing about it that would make it illegal here. So you could build it. I don't even know why anybody tries these days to. Actually, here's one for you. They got really nervous here about 15 years ago. They busted a major gang house in the province next door. And what really freaked them out when they got there is down in the basement, this gang had guns like crazy and they could never figure out where they were getting them from. They could never figure out where they were getting from. Well, when they busted this gang house, it turns out they had their own weapons manufacturing going on in the basement. They had a gunsmith who actually took the plans from the anarchist cookbook and modified it a little and made it a much higher quality weapon. And he was pounding this thing out in the basement for the local gang members. And that's how they were able to power out through anybody else. They just had this endless supply of weapons. Now, the ammo, on the other hand, is easy to get because anybody that has their a gun license can go buy ammo and it's not tracked or nothing or anything. So they just go buy tons and then they just sell it to somebody else. Nobody keeps track of the ammo yet. But I think it'd be nifty. I think you can make a bigger one. I know you do, Robert. So you'd know exactly which weapon I'm talking about, right? The thing is, it's got an actual bolt for the lever on the bolt when you pull back the chamber that first round, and it's it can be made with any scrap metal. The plans are pretty, but it completely works. It's a completely functional weapon as designed in the book, and they did it up, and holy shit, cramp in the leg. In the thigh. It is setting in hard. I feel like my face is twitching trying to stop the cramp from locking in. It's probably just because I'm sitting funny. Sat on my wallet all day without realizing it. You know, you get that lean. Why am I sore? Well, anyhow, I think, oh man, yeah, I'm going to bugger out a couple minutes early today. I'm going to flock off, take off, run away, sneak out the back door, and say, oopty doopty hallelujah, and see if I can be way better for next weekend. I am still going to be on next Saturday, but Friday, me and the woman are taking off, getting a hotel room, not coming back for, going to be out for 2 days, but still going to be on Saturday night. Damn right, take off, you hoser. I want to go eat a jelly, so don't you worry. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good night. I'll see everybody.